How we doing, girls? Just a quick one. They're trying to fatten you up for market. Don't fall for it. Get yourselves far away from here as possible. I'm on your side, guys. Peace out.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and you join me today as we're going to have a look at another one of my purchases. Now it's a Saturday afternoon and I've had to rush out to buy a car. Actually off a friend of mine who I know quite well. He wanted to get rid of his car quite urgently. He gave me a message and we've just done the deal. Literally just done the deal. So I thought, why I've got the afternoon free, we'll come to do a quick walk around of it and show you what I've bought. Now what is it? Well, it's a 2010 Range Rover Sport 3-litre TDV6 HSE model, and it's a really nice one. Now I've paid £4,750 for the car. I think that's quite good value for money. Certainly think there's a few quid in this one, and it's well worth showing you around because it is a really nice example. I do know the car quite well. I've done a lot of work to it recently, but unfortunately due to a change of circumstances, the owner has had to get rid of it in a bit of a hurry, so we've just done the deal. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at the Range Rover Sport and go for a drive in it. Today's video is sponsored by Vehicle Score. Now Vehicle Score is a vehicle check service with a difference. It's a completely free service to use, guys. You don't need an account to do it. You can just go straight onto the Vehicle Score website and get cracking to get your free score. How does it work? Well, let me show you. I'm going to look at a Citroen C1 that I found here on Auto Trader to use as a demo. So we're going to type that registration into the system now. Type that in and we're going to get our own vehicle report. Now this is actually based on sort of 1 to 999 like a credit score, and we've got a very low score here of 54, which means we've got a few problems here. It's picked up in the algorithm some issues probably with the MOT. The average score for a Citroen C1 of this year is 451, so obviously we've got something seriously going wrong here. Now if we scroll down, we can see lots of other free information that you get in the free check. Like I said, this is completely free. We've got information on the miles per gallon. We've got information on the previous history of the car, the mileage from previous years. We've got an estimated value as well, so that's really handy. We've also got an estimated lifespan. So that's taking data of other C1s when they've been scrapped to give you a rough idea of an average lifespan of the car. Now we get down to the MOT history here, we can see and why it scored so low. Now the issue we've got here is a few MOT fails. This is what's contributed to the low score, and we've had a couple of fails this year. Now if we click onto these fails, we can actually see what's going on here. Oh, we've got loads of issues here. We've got a load of advisories, but we've also got a lot of fails, loads of corrosion fails, guys. We've got lots of fails on seatbelt anchorages. We've got fails on suspension points and mounting points. There's a lot of issues going on here. Problems with the brakes as well, bulbs of all sorts going wrong with this car. And also we look further on as well, 2 months later it's been in for MOT again. Now some of these issues may have been rectified, but we've also got issues with brake pipes that have failed, parking brakes not working. It's just all fed into the score, and that's why it's scored so low, because it's feeding into that information in to give you the best possible information to make an informed decision of when buying the car. Now it's not just for buyers, guys, it's also for sellers. So if you've got your car and you're looking to sell it, put your registration into the system and get your score. And if your score's good, if you want to show it off, you can do that for free by simply uploading your picture to the website vehiclescore.co.uk, and they will emboss it for you. Like I said, it shows off your score. It gives increases trust as well to people looking to buy the car, and you'll stand out from the crowd. And they also offer their salvage reports as well. They've got a basic salvage report and the ultimate report. The basic salvage report covers you for stolen checks and also covers you for unrecorded write-offs. Unrecorded write-offs are really common these days, guys. Lots of cars are slipping through the net and not going through the insurance companies and are being bought back through salvage auctions, being fixed up and being sold to the general public. And obviously you wouldn't want to pay top money for a car that's been previously damaged and been repaired by someone, because obviously if it'd been for an insurance company, it'd been written off. You wouldn't pay top money for a Cat D or Cat N car or Cat S car. So why would you pay top money for a car that's been unrecorded and been repaired? Well, this actually searches that database and will find the car you're looking at has ever been through a salvage auction. Then you've got the ultimate report. That's a bit more comprehensive. That's also looking at general finance checks as well, so HP, logbook loans as well, insurance write-offs as well, covering the general database or the VCAR register. Less than £9, really competitive price. Check it out, guys. We've got a promo code for it. It's CarUK15. Type that in and you'll get 15% off either of those two reports. Like I said, the basic vehicle service is free, so you can get your own score for nothing. Doesn't cost you a penny. Just get yourself over to vehiclescore.co.uk. Give them a try, guys. It's completely free. You don't need to register, so check them out. Right, here it is, guys. The Range Rover Sport 2010 plate. It is on a 59, but it is a 2010 car. 3-litre, the 3-litre TDV6. Lovely, lovely thing. It's a command shift model as well, which is great. It's got the paddles on it. It's just a really nice example of one. And as you can see straight away, it just looks really, really nice, presentable car. Really standard as well, sort of on the, no one's messed with the grills or anything like that. Wheels, are literally brand new on this. The guy, the friend of mine who's had this has literally just spent quite a bit of money. He's literally spent fortunes on this, and including new wheels on it, which are absolutely superb. We'll have a look at them in a minute. But just straight away, just a really nice, presentable Range Rover Sport, this, which is why I had to buy it. So we'll have a quick look around of it. It probably does need a wash and a clean out because it's been used literally until 20 minutes ago when we first picked it up. Right, let's take a look at it. Like I said, lovely and honest car, really clean. Starting off with the front corner here now. First thing you see, lovely straight wing and bonnet on it. Again, brand new tyres all round. We've got matching tyres, all matching to lengths. Not obviously budget tyre lengths, but they are a good budget tyre in fairness. And literally they are brand new, all matching set. So I'm quite happy with that. And literally a brand new set of rims on it. These are only a few weeks old. We put these on for the guy because his business is only just literally on the corner where our workshop is. We've also just done disc and pads for it recently as well. So you can just see there, literally brand new disc and pads. Literally they were only done a few days ago. And we also did the rears on it as well, which we'll get to in a minute. But it's a nice thing. Nice and straight on the side skirts. Usually these steps always go. They're not in too bad nick. I mean, they're not old, they're not new, but you know, they're not falling apart either. Nice and straight on the doors. All the trim panels are still there. We've got a lovely looking wheel, brand new obviously. Rear disc and pads again, they're almost brand new. I think we only did them literally about a month or two ago. And you say new tyres, straight on the sides, straight on the bumper. It's just a really nice example of one. Proper decent car, this. Usually you see all these always missing these panel covers for the tow bar. That's there as well, which is always good. Quick go of the boot. That's slammed shut. Yeah, that's pulling shut like a proper HSE. And obviously we've got the tailgate as well. We've also got the cover as well, they usually go missing. Lights are all nice and straight. We've got no crazy paving, no fadiness or anything like that. Again, round the side there, lovely straight car. Got a little bit of bird shit on it there, but you know, it hasn't been washed, but not really spoiling the look of this thing. It's a really nice example. Tyres, I mean, there's no point talking about the tyres, what mill they are, they're all brand new. Like I said, all wheels and tyres are brand new on it. It's just a proper thing, ready to go, ready to sell. Just want to brush and a clean up, and this thing, it's just going to be straight on sale. It don't get any better than this, guys, and it's rare to find an example like this where they haven't been messed and abused. Most of them have just been so badly abused and sort of punished over the years, and they just look in a terrible state. This one is a peach on the bodywork, but what's it like inside? That's the crucial bit of it, because it's all well and good if it looks nice, but if it drives like a dog or it's lit up like a Christmas tree inside, it's pretty irrelevant. Say key here, or it's keyless entry. Key's in good shape as well. A little bit of wear on the rubbers as usual. You can buy the kits for these to refurb these. I've just done one on the wife's car. They do come up quite nice, but that one's not bad actually. That's got years of life left in it. So try not to refurb them if you can, because they're a little bit delicate to do, but you can do them. Inside, nice black leather. I'm so glad it's got black leather. I hate it when they have cream leather. I like cream leather, but when you're in my line of work and you're sort of a bit mucky all the time, you can just, cream leather, you have to keep on top of it. My own personal car's got cream leather, and I hate it, I really do. It's a lovely looking car, and it's a lovely looking interior, but it's just so difficult to try and keep clean. But I say, nice thing this, got the wood trim on it, I like that, a bit old school. Some people might not like it, some people prefer it with silver or something, or maybe the black onyx, but it's just I like it, I like the touch of wood. That's me showing me old Rover days there. But in the back, again, wants a bit of a clean out because it's being used, but a nice old thing. Lovely black leather in good order. We've got the telly screens in there as well, which is good. Press the button there, they making a noise. There we go, they're powered up, so they're doing something. So we've got a DVD player in the back there for the kids, keep them quiet. We've done 108,000 miles, we're literally about to just tip over 109,000, so not bad really for an age of this car. I mean, this is 2010, so what, it's 13 years old, or just over 13 years old, so that's not bad really for a Range Rover Sport. Like I say, it's the 3 litre TDV6 model. Let's fire into life. There we go, straight on the button, no issues at all. All warning lights have gone out. and it's purring like a kitten. Lovely, lovely smooth engine, these guys. Nice to drive, better on fuel than the previous model. Reliability, oh, that's a sore subject. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they do drive nice, and they are a nice sounding engine. They are a nice thing, a Range Rover. I do like them so much, but it's just trying to find one that's right. Inside here now we've got command shift as well with the paddles, which is a good, nice touch. That's not always standard on the HSE. I say we've got the screen, built-in sat nav in there as well. I think we'll have Bluetooth as well. We've got DAB on here, CD, heated seats, you name it. We've got electric memory seats, front and back windows, obviously front and back electric windows. Everything you could really want on a Range Rover, it is here. And it's a nice thing. Seats aren't too bad either. They're not in bad order. These usually they're all sort of worn on the bolsters. Got a little bit on the driver's seat, but the rest of them are really, really nice. It's a nice place to be in here. Just so nice and comfy. We'll just pop the bonnet. Got an engine cover missing there. We'll have to get one of those. But other than that, having a quick look underneath, what a nice thing this is. It's obviously we've just recently serviced it, so I knew under here it was in good order. You see there, lovely fresh coolant, always a good sign. Battery doesn't look too old either, which is always great, because these do chew through batteries, these Range Rovers. We've serviced it. You haven't got a dipstick on these. That's the one Achilles heel of these, and it's really a pain as well to get oil levels right on these. You've got to be so careful, and it is a bit of a contributing factor to why these sort of can blow themselves up if you're not careful with them. But we'll talk more about it in a minute. But yeah, lovely thing. 3 litre TDV6. It used to be a 2.7 in the previous model, but by the 2009 model, when they brought these out, the facelift models, they changed them to 3 litre, which is what they originally wanted in them in the first place. But yeah, nice thing under here. So say we just need to get a cover for it. That'll just set it off nicely. Talking about the service history, obviously we've just serviced this car. We've been doing a few bit of work to it. We've got the pack here. We've got the logbook there. Obviously we know this is HPI clear. We've got receipts here for tyres, so 4 tyres on it. We've got disc and pads. We've got service receipt there. That's the one for the rear disc and pads, the one for a service we did for him. We've got the service book here as well. We've done front disc and pads the other day as well, so there's been invoice for that somewhere. And there's bounds and bounds of service history at the back of this manual here. Stamp wise, wow, look what we got here now. I mean, I'm not going to go through all this now, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stamps, obviously including the one we just did recently. So, you know, it's been looked after. You'd be surprised how many of these aren't looked after. You get a lot of them that are just abused, and if you don't spend the money on them, you know, so it's nice to see something like this where, you know, there has been it has been loved and cared for by previous owners, and it certainly has been while it's been in the hands of a last keeper, put it that way. Also another one there for I forgot about that, we did that as well, suspension arms. We put a new suspension arm on the driver's side, I think it was. Very common for going, the suspension arms on these, and a quite expensive job as well, so that's been done. And we also did the track and alignment as well, because when you mess around the suspension arms on these, you need to track them up afterwards, because otherwise they'll be all over the shop. So I think what we need to do now is get it all rigged up and go for a drive in it, see how she drives, work out what we do with it, and have a quick chat about the 3 litre Range Rover as well. So let's get it rigged up and go for a drive in her. Right, we're rigged up. Got that all of a sudden. Let's go for a drive. Right, fires into life hopefully. Yes! Okay, so setting off. Pulling away nice and smooth there. What you want to check with these guys when you go take them out is, on a test drive, you've really got to give them a little bit of stick. I mean, I don't mean like lever it, but you know, you've got to progress for the gears. You need to be checking the auto box is functioning correctly. You need to make sure when you have the kick down, you shoot off, but it's not going into limp mode, particularly when it gets sort of 50, 60 miles an hour. So always try and go out somewhere where you can take it on a bit of a run. You can get up to sort of speed, because they do have a few little habits, these in particular. the engine malfunction light can come on at high speeds and go into limp mode. You get malfunction lights coming on, mainly down to the inlet manifolds on these. Plastic manifolds, inlet manifolds, part of the rocker cover, basically they crack, really common, and they basically suck in air and it causes problems, and it basically just sends the car into limp mode because there's just too much induction. But yeah, really common. We've actually just done a set on the wife's car just recently. Same fault, literally as soon as you got up to about 50-60 mile an hour, start putting your foot down, that was it, went limp mode. As soon as you restart the car, it would go, but every time you sort of give it a little bit of stick now and then, it would just go into limp mode. Expensive to fix as well. I mean, we did it, I got a friend of mine to do it in the trade. It can be a body off job in some cases. Luckily for us, he managed to do it without taking the body off, but I think next time he said he'd do one, it'd probably just be easier to take the body off. Yeah, it was about 300 quid for the bits, and then you can easily spend sort of 400 or 500 quid in labour, so it can easily turn to £800-900 job to have the inlet manifolds done. So obviously make sure you go out, test drive it, give it a bit of stick, make sure it's not going to limp mode. If you get one like that, just walk away, because it will just be a massive problem for you and expensive to fix. Also, when you're giving it a little bit of stick as well, make sure it's going through the gears right, make sure it's changing up nicely and staying in gears, it's not lumpy going into gears or anything like that. Most of these don't really have a lot of servicing done on the auto boxes. It's just most garages won't do that as part of a service. It's sort of part of a gearbox service, which is a bit different. A lot of garages don't even bother checking auto boxes these days, so you've just got to be really careful. Always make sure you're happy with always check it, make sure. Always a good idea to get them serviced as well. It's just there for peace of mind. It will improve the running of the vehicle, make it change up a bit nicer. Any auto box problems, if you get any lurchiness or anything like that, just keep well away from them. Also check as well if it's got command shift like this one, make sure it's working, make sure it's changing up nice and going down nice as well, because obviously if they go faulty, you're in for a world of problems. Now this one is driving really nice, it's pulling fine, we've got no problems with any warning lights coming on or anything like that. Obviously you're looking for like ABS lights if you get up to speed coming on, the dreaded suspension light, which is really common on these. So you want to be throwing it around corners, trying to get it around a roundabout, making sure you've got no warning lights going on the suspension, and obviously check the functionality of it as well. With the car sort of at idle, send it up to its high setting and its low setting, make sure it's setting right and it's actually functioning correctly. Also take note when you give it a little bit of a kick down, just have a look out the rear view mirror just to see if you've got any big clouds of smoke coming out of it. They are quite common for kicking out smoke. It could be a number of issues that can cause that. Turbochargers can go faulty on it, which is a common one, but more common than that, and it's actually quite an easy fix actually, is a turbo bypass pipe. So they have a pipe that comes off the turbocharger that basically takes some of the waste oil back into the engine, and they can come faulty, particularly on earlier versions of these, so the 0910 plates you usually see it on, whereby the pipes sort of get blocked, they get bad air, they get bad flow. And what happens is the oil basically builds up in this pipe and then spills over into the turbo. It flies out a ruck of smoke out the back, and then all of a sudden it clears. You think, oh, hang on a minute, it's gone, it's cleared up, but it hasn't. And then all of a sudden you'll do it again, or the next day, and then it will kick out another ruck of smoke. Again, common fault I've seen on numerous cars, including the wife's car, where I had to fix it. Not difficult to do actually, about 90 quid for the pipe. It actually reroutes it and puts it into a blanking plate that's there from factory, so you can actually solve the problem. It is quite a well-known thing in the Range Rover forums. They do talk about this, it's quite a common thing, but it gets mistaken so much for turbocharger issues, so always check that out. If you get one that's smoking a bit, don't necessarily mean it's faulty as in the engine's gone or the turbo's gone. It can just be something straightforward like that, just the pipes want to buy in. You can get them off eBay pretty cheap, about 90 quid I think, and it's about an hour and a half job to do. Obviously check for knocks and bangs when you're going down the road and that, we go around roundabouts and stuff, around corners. You're making sure you've got no horrible noises. You suffer with suspension arm faults, drop links can go on, anti-roll bars can clunk on them. There's a whole host of things that can go wrong on a Range Rover. Like I said guys, you've got to have deep pockets to be maintaining one of these. Now I'm happy to report that this one is absolutely driving superb. We've got no faults whatsoever. The gearbox is perfect, the engine's running superb, we've got no smoke at all, no knocks or bangs. It is an absolute peach, and to be honest with you, I never thought it would have any problems with it. I've just recently serviced it. I know the car, been looking after it. It's had all new brakes and tyres all around. It's been looked after underneath and serviced, and the suspension's decent, and it's got good history. So we didn't think we were going to come across any problems. So there's no real big surprises with this one. So the question is, what should we do with this car? Well, to be honest with you, it doesn't need a lot. All we need to do is get an engine cover for it because it's missing. I'll buy one of them. And basically get it validated. That is pretty much it. MOT is quite short on this, it's only till October, so we're definitely going to need to put it through for a fresh MOT to get it sold. Tell it with 12 months, peace of mind, it's just been serviced, new brakes. So much work done to it, new wheels and tyres. There isn't really going to be a better one out there at this price range, I think. And if we just do a really decent ad on this, take some really nice pictures, really well written out advert, explain everything that's been done to it, people are going to turn up to this, and you can just literally give them peace of mind saying it's got 12 months MOT, here's all that's been done with it, here's all the history, it's a proper decent car, it's in nice condition. They're not going to have much to argue about, to be honest with you. Obviously, you'll get people who chip you, that always happens. But if we hold firm with the price, I think we can sell this pretty easily. So how much do you think we'll get for it? Well, to be honest, looking online, these are taking a bit of a tumble recently. I actually noted one of these on an auction visit recently. I saw a 12 plate one doing about 4.5 grand. Now, I did have a little bit more miles than this one, but not much more, if I'm honest. So they just show they have come down in price a lot. They are offering fantastic value for money. But the reason they offer value for money is because, unfortunately, they are expensive to run. I mean, even before all the issues and faults with these, you can get on one of them if you get a bad one. You've got to tax it, and road tax for these is about 600 quid. So even that's a bit of a kick in the teeth. So they are an expensive thing to have. So you've really got to be committed to buying one and have the ability to maintain it. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a world of problems if you're trying to buy this and run them on a budget. But price-wise, I think, looking at the market now, I think we're going to be somewhere in the region of around 6 to 6.5 grand. I think we should plonk this at about 6,250. I had a look online, sort of in a 60-mile radius. That's really roughly where we're at. 6.5 grand would be a slot about where this is. I think the other cars around this, although they look quite nice, I just don't think they're going to have all the recent history this one's had and all the recent parts it's had as well. Like I said, of all them new bits we fitted. So I just think it'll stand out a bit better than the others. And if we do a good advert on it, present it well with some really nice pictures, I think we'll get some phone calls on this pretty quickly. And like I said, all we've got to do is put them in it, test drive it, and I think they'll buy it, because there's not much to pick fault with this one. It's a really decent Range Rover. So the question is to someone, why would you buy one? You know, I've just gone through this for the last 5 minutes talking about what you need to look out of it, all the list of things that go wrong with it. It's dead dear to tax, it's dear to run. Why would you even bother contemplating buying a Range Rover Sport? The honest reason is, I don't know, there's just something about them. I don't know what it is, they just make you feel awesome when you drive it. I love them. I've always had them, drove them. Look, there's better cars out there for reliability. If you want some better reliability, go and buy something like an NL Merc. It'll be far more reliable than this. But I don't know, it's just something about these, they just drive so well. And when you get a good one like this one, and like I say, the last one we had on the channel as well, that was another belter. They just offer luxurious motor, and they just don't drive like any other four-wheel drive. They are just superb. I love them. I know some people hate them and think they're money pits. I get it, I know. But it doesn't matter who you are, put them in one of these Range Rovers, a good one, and they'll love it. They will love it. They won't when it breaks, but until then, they'll love it. It's one of those rough with a smooth cars. You just have to put up with the high maintenance just to enjoy it. And they always do look the part. And like I say, these later ones with these dashes, still really modern, still really nice and luxurious inside. They don't look cheap and nasty. They look real quality over its rivals of this year. I just think they're just a really nice looking, decent, luxurious four-wheel drive, and that's what a Range Rover is supposed to be. So not much really we need to do with this one, guys, to be honest with you. It literally just wants a fresh MOT and a wash and a brush up, and we can just put it on sale. So for very little work to do on it, we've got a nice margin in there. So if there's anyone out there who've got some deep pockets and want a fantastic Range Rover Sport, probably one of the best you'll find for this sort of money, it's been well looked after, get in touch, guys. My email's in the link description. This one's going up for sale probably next week, and we'll hopefully get it sold pretty soon. So be quick, guys, if you're interested. It's available. I don't think you're going to find one better. So let me know your thoughts on the Range Rover Sport. Would you buy one? Have you owned one? What's your experience with them? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please press that like and subscribe button. Please check out my other videos if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you all, guys, in the next video.